So, this May, Avengers Age of Ultron comes out. It's been 3 years since the first Avengers movie. And we still have to wait another year for Batman v Superman. And then another year for an actual Justice League movie. Hello everybody, this is David, and today I'm going to be talking about the Avengers. That's right, I'm going to be talking about the original Avengers film where all these terrific Marvel superheroes come together and form one movie. Something that DC has still not caught on yet. We're still waiting, but for now, let's just concentrate on Marvel. So, what did I think of this movie? First of all, for those of you that don't know, this is a movie where all these heroes from different movies, such as Iron Man, the Hulk, Captain America, and Thor, and a couple of other supporting characters all come together for this one film, team up to kick ass. That's right, this is one of the greatest superhero films of all time. So, what did I think of it? First of all, let's start with the story. What did I think of this story? It pretty much is a very simple story. Basically, all these heroes are recruited after Loki attacks S.H.I.E.L.D. S.H.I.E.L.D. is the agency where we have seen in a couple of the Marvel films already. And yeah, they recruit these heroes that we've already been established to. We've already met in previous films, in their own solo films. And they have to work out their problems in order to stop Loki. Pretty much the story, because Loki is planning on unleashing an alien invasion on Earth. Yeah, it's a pretty simple story, and it's pretty, if you think about it, that's what this movie really needs. It didn't need a complex story to bog down the characters and, you know, give more room to certain characters, because the story needs to be complex and complicated. It doesn't need that. The story, in my opinion, for the Avengers was perfect the way it is. And now that we have a sequel coming out, now we can bring the story to the next level. This was a great way to introduce all these characters that, seriously, if you made the story too complex, we would be all confused about what the hell was going on. Especially for those that haven't been following the Marvel films. I think this is also a great way to kind of introduce all these characters for the first time, for first-time Marvel viewers who might, you know, start off with the Avengers first. So now let's get into some of these characters. What did I think of all the characters? How were they all portrayed? Obviously, all the characters in this film, in my opinion, were equally handled. I felt no one was outshining the other, and that was something, a big fear everybody had when the Avengers was first coming out, was, will Iron Man steal the show? Will it be all his movie? And as a matter of fact, someone actually timed each character's time on screen, and it was actually Captain America and Black Widow that had the most screen time, which is interesting to note. So, and really, when you watch the film, all the characters feel like they have equal screen time. No one feels like they're left out or to the sideline. Maybe Hawkeye, played by Jeremy Renner. He's probably the only one that I would say felt a little bit on the side. And that's fine, I guess. It would have been nice to get to have him a little bit more instead of being possessed by Loki the entire time, but I hear Joss Whedon is really fixing that up for the new Avengers film, so hopefully that's going to be a problem solved in the new one. You also can't get away from talking about the Avengers without talking about Mark Ruffalo. Mark Ruffalo, for those of you that don't know, replaced Edward Norton as the Incredible Hulk, because Edward Norton played the character in 2008's The Incredible Hulk film. And that movie was connected to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, unlike the Eric Bana film. So, coming into this movie, I wasn't too sure, because I really liked Edward Norton in the role of Bruce Banner. But when I saw the movie, I was pleasantly surprised with Mark Ruffalo. I thought he did really well, he fit in with the film, and he was really enjoyable to watch. But that doesn't stop me from thinking, man, How would this movie have been if Edward Norton has stayed with the Hulk, if he continued playing the Hulk in this movie? I would have loved to see Edward Norton and Robert Downey Jr. interacting with each other. To me, that would have just been awesome. And it kind of is the only thing that kind of took me out of the film, because subconsciously, even though Marvel's motto is, the character is bigger than the actor, to me, sometimes the actor does bring a unique style to that character. And I would have liked to see Edward Norton's take interact with the rest of those characters. I think it would have been interesting to see how they would have made that work. Because everything, and one piece of the puzzle, you remove one piece, it's going to be different from the rest of the pieces, you know? So it's kind of sad that we haven't gotten it, but at the same time, Mark Ruffalo is still a good Hulk, and I'm happy that he is in the film. We also got our main villain, who is Loki, played once again by Tom Hiddleston. And I gotta admit, Loki was a great choice for the villain. He was a villain that was already established, so you didn't have to introduce something new. You didn't have to make this movie complicated by introducing a villain, introducing his origin, showing how he was made, all that. You already know Loki, especially if you go back and watch the Thor movies. And if you haven't, they pretty much explain Loki who he is. He's the brother of Thor. Thor, Loki, Norse mythology, do your homework, okay, kids? Now, with that being said, Loki, in my opinion, couldn't be better in this film. I think all the actors really took their performances to the next level in this one. You can feel it from all of them. But what I really liked is how every character gets to interact with Loki. And it really is cool. Like, you don't just see Thor interacting with Loki. And every time those two interact, to me, it's always wonderful on screen. But you also get a scene where Loki interacts with Black Widow, or Loki interacts with Tony Stark. And these are some of the greatest moments in the movie. I love when Loki gets into the conversations. And then the big payoff is when Loki interacts with the Hulk. And if you've seen the movie, you know how that turns out. Basically, this movie is a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun to enjoy here. There's some drama mixed in there too. You need some drama for superheroes, or else it's going to be Batman and Robin 2.0 all over again. And yeah, you also need, a lot of action, and that's what this movie really delivers. This is a beautiful movie to look at. I just watched it again, not just on Blu-ray, but in 3D, and it was magnificent. I love it. Every time I watch this movie, I can never get tired of it. It's just a fun film all around, proving also that not all superheroes need to be dark and gritty. So let's remember that, guys, because I think some people feel like everything needs to be the Dark Knight, but then there's people that think everything needs to be the Avengers. And I like a mix of everything. And if we can have a mix of everything, give me more Avengers, give me more Dark Knight, give me it all, and I'll be happy. So with that being said, guys, I am giving the Avengers a 10 out of 10. This, to me, is the best Marvel film, and it couldn't be any better, I don't think. And in my opinion, I'm having a tough time thinking how Avengers Age of Ultron is going to be better than this, because something about the Avengers that I really enjoy is how special the movie feels. Nothing like this has really been done in a superhero film before. We've seen team-ups in animation, but we haven't seen it done in live action yet, and that's why Marvel is killing it. They are killing it, and that's why DC is still far behind. I'm glad they're starting to get the hang of things, though, and I can't wait for Batman v Superman, but as right now, Marvel is the king, and the Avengers is sitting on the throne. So guys, that's my review, and I hope you like it. And until next time, take care.